Come, friend, we must save Gondolin from Morgoth.
I don't know who you are, my friend.
How do you not know who I am? I am Tuor, son of Huor.
You're a son of a whore?
What? What's a whore?
A prostitute, a lady of the night. I have no idea who you are.
Okay, I know who you're supposed to be. You don't know what a whore is either.
Are you sure?
I am positive. My friend, we must go defeat Morgoth.
Who is Morgoth?
Morgoth is the most evil overlord of this land.
Even worse than Sauron?
Way worse than Sauron. What the hell have you been doing with your life?
Fighting the armies of Sauron till my dying
Sauron
breath.
is nothing compared to Morgoth.
I have no idea who Morgoth is.
Have you ever read the Bible? Morgoth is Satan.
I have
Sauron is not Satan.
I have not read. I don't read. I am a strider. I am a ranger. I run through lands.
Okay, you are useless.
I kicked
Meanwhile,
a bucket and my toe broke.
that Balrog is going to come eat you, and I don't even care. Meanwhile, the Fall of Gondolin and the Return of the King GBA enjoy Jam Hot Chicken.
Hello, welcome to anovelconsole, your weekly podcast where we talk about books, games, food, and stuff that caught our attention during the week. My name is Chris, and with me is my beautiful co-host and wife, Karradyne.
You listened to literally none of my guidance for that. You listened to none of it.
So
you also made Aragorn sound like a fuckboy. I don't appreciate that.
I told you I wasn't a good Aragorn.
Oh, you're like fucking emo Aragorn or something. I don't even know.
So according to some listeners, I'm a good Gimli.
Oh, God.
I look like Gimli sometimes.
Oh.
You know who doesn't look like Gimli sometimes?
Our Patreon supporters.
Damn it. I said that up way too easy for
once.
you. I said it too easy for you. Yeah, they support us on Patreon for $2 a month, and they get a couple of extra episodes a week or a month, and they have fun with that. We are behind on episodes, and guess what? Next week, we have Cyberpunk, finally.
Oh, my God.
Cyberpunk 2077 is finally going to come out next week.
It's a miracle.
After our Patreons chose it like 4 years ago on the Backlog of Doom episode. But that's enough of that.
I mean, as long as we get there eventually, that's what really matters.
Yeah, so we basically have to push out 2 episodes before next Sunday on Patreon.
I'm really excited about the first one. We have to push out the first one before Thursday. Thursday. It's got to post by Thursday.
It'll be 3 episodes this week for Patreon.
3?
Yeah. Because we got to do all of Cyberpunk before Sunday.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Anyways.
No.
Hey, tell your friends that they can listen to this podcast wherever they find podcasts.
I'll tell my friends.
You'll tell your friends?
Yeah.
Thank you. Do like Karradyne and tell your friends. Also, send us an email if you feel like it. If you don't, then don't. It doesn't matter. We'll read it on the show.
Send us emails now.
Oh, send us a sex toy. We're running out of sex toys.
Yes, send us all of your crazy sex toys.
Speaking of sex toys, we saw a movie that didn't involve sex toys that you were invited to.
So this week, I don't know if this is going to be like a weekly thing, but I'm fine with it if it is. We were invited to see The Lost City. I think we mentioned this on the last episode with Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, and Daniel Radcliffe is the villain.
Yep.
And this movie is fucking hilarious. Like, Chris thought that he wasn't going to like it because he doesn't like chick flicks, but it was so funny. And you were trying to stop laughing at one point.
Yeah, because everybody was quiet and I was the only asshole laughing my ass off.
No, even at the funny parts, you were like trying to keep a straight face.
Not really.
In the beginning, you were.
Not really.
Yeah, you were. And then you finally let it go.
I mean, the beginning was kind of slow and not funny, but then when they get to the jungle, it's actually funny.
And then he did bust a gut laughing at a part that literally no one else laughed at.
Yeah, something about a baby dying, but that shit was funny.
It's a really funny and really cute movie.
Yeah, it's very self-aware. I did appreciate how self-aware it was.
Makes fun of itself.
It's wonderful. Entire movie without going overboard.
It's perfect.
It was pretty great. I think I saw today that it dethroned Batman this weekend, but hasn't Batman been up for like 2 weekends?
Yeah, it's been a little while. I think it came out like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So this week, you're gonna go see.
This week! Yes! Wednesday night. Oh, fuck. We can't watch the movie Wednesday night. We can't record Wednesday night because I'm going to the movie. We got to watch that bitch tomorrow and record Tuesday night. Yeah, this Wednesday night, I'm going to see Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Albus Dumbledore. I'm so excited, but Chris is not my +1 this time.
No, I won't get to see Mads Mikkelsen.
I'm so sorry. So basically, like with the last movie, they gave me a link to share with my followers to get free tickets to see the Lost City, but only if you lived in Orlando and were willing to go to this specific movie theater at a specific time on a specific day. So my friend Jen went with us, and I jokingly said, if I get invited to Fantastic Beasts, you can go with me because I know you'll care about it more than Chris will. And then literally the next day I got invited to Fantastic Beasts. I'm just so pumped because we get to see it 2 weeks before the rest of the world. So I will not have this movie spoiled, and I will not spoil it.
Good.
I will say if I thought it was good or bad.
Good.
But that is all I will say.
I hope that this keeps going and we get invited to the second Sonic movie because
That would be so awesome. Idris Elba as a hedgehog.
as an echidna.
As a hedgehog.
Echidna.
A hedgehog.
Echidna.
Oh, what's an echidna?
It's a little animal that kind of looks like a platypus with backward legs on their back feet.
I thought he was a red hedgehog.
No, he's an echidna. It's different.
Knuckles is not a hedgehog?
No.
Oh.
He's Knuckles the echidna, not Knuckles the hedgehog. Speaking of cute things, Kirby and the Forgotten Land came out this week.
Oh my god. Yeah, you think it's cute to an extent.
It is horrifying in some extent. But originally, I thought that this game was going to be like Breath of the Wild with Kirby, like a giant open world game where you could go anywhere and do anything as Kirby, getting powers and whatnot. Mm-hmm. No, it's just another Kirby game with stages. But the difference is that the stages are pseudo 3D. Well, no, they're not pseudo 3D. They're actually 3D. But you can go anywhere in the stage, basically, within certain confines and explore and shit and get powers like in a regular Kirby game. And you can like upgrade your abilities to make them stronger if you find blueprints to upgrade them. It's really fun. I'm enjoying it a lot.
It's cute.
It's very cute. I've beaten the first 2 worlds, quote unquote, and it is very, very fun. I am happy that they took this game in that direction.
We should go to our Target tomorrow and see if they turned the balls into Kirby's.
They probably took them off already.
You really?
Yeah.
You don't think they'd let it go beyond like
the weekend?
Yeah.
Maybe not. We can take a look, but I doubt it.
Yeah. And this weekend, when we got our Gorbage for the week, we decided to mosey around the downtown Winter Park area because there's a bookstore there that I love. And we found a bakery that we've been wanting to try for a long time. Choulala French Pastries. Chris had noticed a location near a tattoo parlor that you went to, right?
Yeah, that I got
for your BioShock tattoos.
Yeah, where I got the BioShock tattoos.
Not the Keyblade, because that was by a crack person.
No, it was a tattoo artist with crackhead helpers. Mm-hmm. Difference.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
He wasn't a crackhead himself.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, if you say so. But we've noticed that there was a location just like a couple stores down from the bookstore, so we popped in and we had, what was the tea that we had?
It was
you ordered it. I didn't even notice what it was called. It just looked good.
A blackberry ombre lemonade. Blackberry tea ombre lemonade.
It was real bitter.
It was sour. It was sour.
It was like
and
a
kind of
sour
watered
tea.
down.
Yeah.
Okay, so honestly, I had no idea what the hell it was. I just saw like the drawing on the chalkboard.
Oh my god,
outside,
it looks cute.
And it said lemonade. I'm like, ooh, I could go for some blackberry lemonade.
It was not sweet at all.
It wasn't very sweet. It was kind of sour. But I will say, with how sweet and delicate the pastries are, I feel like the pastries complemented the tea and got it to a point where it was actually very delicious. Like the sweetness from the pastries
Very
that I
delicious, I think, is a little too generous.
ate. Really? I thought it was really good.
I think it's too generous.
Without the pastries, it was kind of lacking a lot. So you had the,
2 macaroons and a cream puff.
yes, tell me about the cream puff.
I had a key lime cream puff. Holy fucking shit, was it like the tartest thing I have ever eaten in my life. Holy crap, the cream was nothing but tart. The cream puff itself was like really good and nice, crunchy, but also fluffy
And soft.
consistency. Yeah. I wish I'd gotten a different flavor because it was a little too tart, even for me. Even for me. And then I got a lavender macaroon and a raspberry macaroon.
The lavender macaroon was not
I thought it
great.
tasted like a flower. It was very tasty.
I didn't like
It reminded me of, did you ever try the violet lemonade at the Flower and Garden Festival? Did you like it? I feel like you didn't.
I remember not liking it.
Yeah, that seems like something you wouldn't like because you hate all the things I love.
No, I just hate plants.
But they serve it, yeah, with an edible flower on top, and it reminded me of like that whole vibe. It tasted very floral, but I mean it was lavender, so no shit. And then the
I just picture
raspberry.
like somebody's like, "Ooh, I want to eat something that tastes like lavender," and they just grab like a fucking burger, and the burger tastes like lavender.
You know what I think about when I think of lavender? Laundry detergent.
Yeah.
It tasted like a Tide Pod. No, I'm kidding. I eat Tide Pods for fun. Don't let your children listen to this podcast. I hope to God that you don't let your children listen to this podcast.
Or if they do, I hope they're brighter than us.
Yeah, or at least like 19, 20 or older. So yeah, then I got raspberry and I thought it tasted a lot like raspberry. But then somebody tasted it and was like, I don't get any hints of raspberry. And then I took another bite and there was like a literal whole fucking raspberry. So then he took a bite and was like, "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah, that was really good with all the raspberry jelly inside. That was very, very nice.
It was very tasty.
I had
Two little cakes.
mousses.
Yeah. They reminded me of the mousse from the patisserie at Disney Springs, with the Mickey heads.
Yes.
It was like the
Yeah,
same,
yeah.
like
Kinda,
gelatinous type.
yeah, like like reflective gelatin coating, and they kind of feel like cheesecake, but they're not really cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those types of desserts so much because they remind me of cheesecake, but they're not cheesecake flavored.
I do not love them. No,
They can
no,
be
I
flavored
don't.
whatever you want in the world. One of them did catch me off guard, and I was a little bit mad, but then I was like, oh, this is actually good, so I'm not going to be that mad. And it was the strawberry one. It was called a sweetie. So it looks like a strawberry outside, right? But in the inside, it's all chocolate with a hint of espresso. So it's a little bit... Espresso. It's a little bit like a tiramisu. But it was actually really good. It had like a really nice thick piece of chocolate that was actually soft too in the bottom where the rest of the mousse sat. And while I was expecting it to be strawberry because I was feeling, like eating fruity dessert, a dessert with fruit flavor, I wasn't mad. It was actually very rich, very tasty, very sweet. I really liked that one. And then the other one was called Exotique. Exotique. Exotique.
Exotique, yeah.
Yeah. And that one had
It was like purple.
Yeah, that one was very purple. And it had a filling of what's it called? Passion fruit. That one was great. I really, really liked that one because it was sour, it was sweet, it was very fruity. It was exactly what I wanted. So if I would have known that the sweetie was just chocolate, I would have probably gotten 2 of the exotiques because that one was really fucking good. I know that this isn't a real Gorbage, but do you want to give it a Gorbage rating?
I mean, it was pretty good.
I feel like it was Gorbage.
I
No?
wouldn't say it was garbage.
Well, you're also not a sweets person.
What the hell? Yes, I am.
You don't like chocolate.
Oh, no, but that doesn't mean I'm not a sweets person. I just don't like chocolate.
So what would you say?
That was almost garbage.
Almost Gorbage?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I can live with that. Yeah. So Choulala French Pastries is almost Gorbage, in our opinion. We have a sex toy.
Oh, God. Is this the one that Clint sent?
No.
Oh,
No,
are you
we-
saving that one for later?
Yeah, because I got to figure out how to show you the video on air
Oh my
and
God.
all that stuff so you can freak
That
out.
should just be our first YouTube video episode.
It could be. But no, the sex toy of the week was actually suggested by Burger Champ.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all.
He was trying to find it, but he couldn't find it. So I did a little bit of research myself, and I found it. And it's called the Lord of the Rings Glance Ring.
No, it's not.
Look at that.
No, that is blasphemy.
It is the one ring fitted for your dickhead.
Y'all just single-handedly ruined the whole fandom for me. I'm appalled. I am appalled.
It has
It looks like that makes that dick look like a finger. That's disgusting. That's fucked up. That is so fucked up. And it's silver. Can you get a gold one?
Probably.
Can we get you one?
No. It is possible Gollum spent decades wandering around Middle-earth wearing a powerful magic artifact
Oh my god.
as a cock ring.
Shoot me.
And possibly fulfilling some unique kink or
Oh
fetish.
my god.
He was unseen, so who knows? Get one for yourself and see what happens. Or give one to a friend and see if he becomes invisible. Made from surgical grade solid stainless steel in a mirror finish donut style, 15 millimeters wide and in 3 diameters. The nearly 2 ounce weight provides a noticeable tug. And it does have the inscription, one ring.
One room. What's a
One
room?
ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bind them, and in the bring them all, and in the darkness bind them.
I was about to say they got their inscription wrong.
Yeah, I can't read right now.
boy.
I have like one eye half closed.
What exactly what is this supposed to do for you?
It weighs on your wiener.
Okay.
Just pulls on it.
Okay. Okay. It's only $32.85.
95.
95.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It comes in different diameters, so depending on your
Okay.
size, it can be.
But can you get a gold one?
Looks like you can't
Well, then that's lame.
because it's stainless steel.
Oh, God, y'all, why? Why does this exist?
Why wouldn't it exist? You know somebody would have.
Hard Man Outfitters? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God!
Oh
Oh,
boy! Oh, they
dear.
have all the things.
Oh, porn!
All
Oh,
the things. Yeah, let's get out of this before I get away.
you're gonna get a virus.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God! Why?
Are you ready?
Why?
Are you ready for some book talk?
Anything to get me away from that?
All right, this is book talk.
This week's review segments are not really true review segments because we were shitty reviewing people this week and we struggled. So I'm basically going to talk about 2 different books, but the main one, I suppose, is The Fall of Gondolin, obviously by J.R.R. Tolkien. And this one was actually published fairly recently on August 30th, 2018, by Houghton Mifflin Harcourt, which I believe has now become Mariner Books. I'm really not sure. Publishing world confuses me sometimes. But this is one of the works that was kind of sort of left unfinished-ish. Like the audio, I've been listening to it on audio. I definitely want to sit down and actually read the physical copy at some point. But the audiobook starts out with Christopher, J.R.R. Tolkien's son, explaining like that this was a story that he never got published, and basically that like he was kind of discouraged that The Lord of the Rings wasn't published the way that he wanted it to be. I need to read more up on this. I'm not so knowledgeable, I have to admit. But basically that he just was discouraged and didn't really finish it. He was so dedicated to the world and was like, I sounded kind of like the publishers were shitting on him a little bit. But anyway, So this book, there are lots of interjections from Christopher, like explaining, oh, well, then there are these notes here, and here's like a condensed version of this story that he also wrote. And so that part of the reading experience was kind of fun. But I must admit that these books require a lot more attention than I can normally give to an audiobook. I mean, I want to listen to it at 2 times the speed and power through and get through it in like a day. And these books, oh boy, no, you got to pay a lot more attention. But I did learn some fun things in this story. So the main person that we're following is Tuor. Tuor is going to Gondolin and is going to like try to help save Gondolin from Melkor and his not Melkor, Morgoth and his army of Balrogs and fire drakes and bad things. I'm pretty sure Ungoliant plays into it somehow. But Tuor is actually the father of Erendil, who is the father of Elrond.
Huh.
So Tuor is Elrond's grandfather.
Huh.
Yeah, you learn fun things.
Is he going to be in the Amazon show?
If we have a young Elrond, I imagine Erendil might be in the show.
The dad?
Yeah, so Tuor's son. But I don't know that Tuor would... I don't know. Maybe. I have a feeling it's probably going to be like a Galadriel and Elrond heavy show based on some things that I've seen, but we'll find out in September. I've already requested September 2nd off, so I'll be ready to watch as much as they release on that first day. I don't know if they'll release more than like one episode. Guess we'll find out in
Maybe
approximately 160 something days. But so that was fun. And it's fun like reading more about Morgoth and like the fact that there was something like so much more evil before Sauron. Like you think of Sauron as like the ultimate evil, but he wasn't.
How much more evil are we talking?
Like Satan evil. Like
wasn't Sauron somewhat Satan evil?
Sauron was kind of just like a little minion of these evil bad guys. More evil bad guys.
Wait,
I promise I
were
majored in
they
English.
elves or were they
They were like gods. They were, the first beings that were made,
Yeah.
Because, like, when you read the Silmarillion, it basically, like, for the first little bit there, it reads like the Bible. Because, like, you had the darkness, and then these gods showed up, and you had, like, the god of whatever, and the god of this, and the god of that. And then, like, Melkor is literally cast out, just like Lucifer was. Yeah. So they're like gods, I feel like is the best way to explain that, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. Sort of.
Yeah.
But then alongside The Fall of Gondolin, I have been reading my physical copy of The Nature of Middle-erth. This is the book that came out just a couple months ago. I think it was like in September. Let me double check here. It was published on September 2nd, 2021 by Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. This book, oh God. So this book is basically like a compilation of all of Tolkien's like napkin scribblings of like how time works in Middle-erth. And it has fucked my mind up so hard. So hard. I'm like 100 pages into this book. I think it's about 400 pages long. And it takes me like 15 minutes to read a page. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's like, and if 1 second age year equals a billion Valinor years, oh God, it's a lot. It's a lot of math.
So now...
And it's a lot of the editor acknowledging that his math was wrong sometimes.
Now you understand how it feels for me to read 1 page of Green Eggs and Ham.
Oh my God. I can't. I literally cannot. And it's like, sometimes it feels like reading the Bible. And it's like, but in the not so fun way. 'Cause I remember there were so many times when I was in church that I was like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to read the Bible finally. And it's really fun until you get to the so and so begat and so and so begat and begat and begat and begat and begat and begat. And I'm like,
That's
I
where I gave
don't
up.
care. Exactly. That's where
That's
I gave
where I
up
gave
every
up.
time. Every time. And that's only what, like the second book of the Bible where all that starts. It's like, oh man, how do people read
I
this?
cannot tell you how many times I just decided to randomly open the Bible, and I always fell there.
It's like a curse. Like, how the hell am I supposed to remember this? I remember being in Sunday school and like winning some little Bible trivia prize because I remembered that Methuselah was the oldest person who lived. Oh man. But yeah, that's what reading The Nature of Middle-earth feels like. And I was so pumped to read this when I saw it on TikTok, because this is how Don Marshall on TikTok figured out the exact mileage from the Shire all the way to Mount Doom. Because he explains, like, if you have a map to scale, like how many inches equals a mile and whatnot. Oh man, that man. Oh God, the dedication. The dedication. It's just crazy. And then like it's just really cool to see, even though so much of it is over my head, him making his own notes like, but if I say that this is how time works here, then it doesn't make sense for this part of my story. So maybe I need to change this. And it's just fun. You like feel like you're like watching his brain work. And it's just it's literally insane. It is insane to see like the dedication that he had.
Tolkien.
Yes. For I mean, world building, we should not call it world building, because he was a world builder. This other shit is just like a kindergarten nerd drawing a picture. That is
Our world. Our real world is a kindergartner.
I will compare two of my favorite authors of all time, Sarah J. Maas and J.R. Tolkien. She is a kindergartner drawing pictures. This man is a god. Was a god. God, just the untapped brilliance that we lost with him. And it's fun because the editor at the beginning of every chapter is like, oh, this was written on like the back of a brochure, or this was scribbled over 12 pages front and back of unlined paper. And oh God, it's magical. That's where I mentioned last week, like in part of the aging bits, he explains like how Aragorn and Arwen's age difference really wasn't that insane if you look at it in terms of how he ages as the Numenorian, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she ages as an elf, and she's really, it's almost like he's technically older than her when they get married in terms of like how they age, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're basically saying
There's a lot.
you're basically saying that the elves age in a way that even though they're like 100 years older than you, they're conceived to be younger than your point of life if you're a Numenorian.
Yes.
So let's say your average lifespan is
So like when they
100.
met, she was older than him, but by the time they got married, he was technically older than her.
Like
sort
because
of.
of how time
And
passes in
it's
Rivendell,
like, it's like
or
a cat and a dog, and you're thinking them of their in terms of their cat years and their dog years.
okay.
It's just like how she ages is like slower than him. Does that make sense? But how he ages is also slower than a normal man.
Yeah, but like how you're saying is that okay, he was 88 and the Numenorians lived to be 160, let's say, and the
Yeah.
elves lived to be like never ending. So because they're never ending, they kind of never reach a threshold of life. So because their lifespan is so long, then the Numenorian being close to 80 technically makes it so that he's older. even though he has lived less years than Arwen. Yeah? No?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm
That's how it
telling
makes
you,
sense
like,
to me. That's how I
oh
understand it.
God, I feel like such an idiot even talking about this stuff because I'm never really going to understand all of it. It's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like I need to sit down, like with the Silmarillion, and I need to like draw a chart. That's what I did when I read it when I was in college.
You should do it again.
I drew out a chart, and I could have told you like how far time families went back and everything. I lost all of that. I'm old.
You know what you should do? You
I
should.
also just now remembered that Melkor and Morgoth are the same person.
What you
Melkor was Lucifer. That was his name when he was like a god or like an angel, you could say. And he was renamed Morgoth when he was
after
cast out.
What you should do for next year is you should go through the Silmarillion
Oh,
and make a
God.
PowerPoint, and then you should give us a PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, I will make it my goal to do that between now and September. Because I need to reread it before the show so that I can be real mad like the rest of the world when everything's wrong. I have 158 days approximately
to do a PowerPoint.
I can do this.
You can. You did it in college.
Yeah.
When you had no
It was so
responsibilities.
fun. I had so much fun doing that. I remember doing it over summer break and sitting at my Granny and Gramps' round island with my book, and I like wrote it all out on a piece of printer paper from my Gramps' office. Yep. In 50 years, someone will be writing my book, and this was drawn out on an 8x10 sheet of printer paper from her grandfather's printer or something. I don't know. Oh God. Yeah, nobody's ever gonna care.
Her grandfather's
about what I
HP
did.
Pavilion printer.
Yep. That was always breaking, and I'd have to come yell at him to fix it.
Oh boy, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, do you have any?
I am stupid, and I am not worthy of this man and his brilliance.
Of me?
No.
Oh, thank you.
No, not you.
So, what would you rate these books if you had to
Well,
rate?
I'm not finished with The Nature of Middle-earth. And I probably won't finish it before the end of the month, unfortunately.
So,
even though that was my goal.
As of right now, what would you experience reading? What would you rate this experience reading them?
The Nature of Middle-earth or both?
Both.
Oh, I'd give both of them solid 5 stars, even though I don't understand anything at all. I don't understand. I mean, I know it's brilliant, even if I don't understand it.
You know what you sound like?
What?
A Metal Gear fanboy. I don't get it, but it's amazing.
I mean, I just need Peter Jackson to come in and dumb it down for me, not Jeffrey Bezos.
Oh, God.
Because I know Peter Jackson is at least going to stay true to the ultimate meat of the story, if that makes sense. Even if he does take some creative liberties.
What was the sword name? The Goblin Cleaver? Goblin Slayer?
The Goblin Cleaver.
They should show that blade to Bezos to see if he cowers before it or.
Oh my God!
He is goblinish. He is.
I would love to know
looking.
what Jeffrey Bezos actually knows about all of the Lord of the Rings, Middle-earth.
I would like to hear what sound his head makes hitting every step of the way down when he trips and falls down some stairs.
Okay, we're going in dangerous territory now.
I hate you, Jeffrey.
Oh, a lot of people hate Jeffrey, okay?
All right, it's time for games and stuff.
Jeffrey Bezos.
So for this week's game, we have The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King video game for the Game Boy Advanced. It was published by EA and developed by Kryptonite Games, same people who developed the one from last week, The Two Towers. Let me just say this game does the same thing as The Two Towers did, but better. Not way better, but definitely better. It is a definite improvement over the last game. So we're still looking at a Diablo-style game. Basically, you control your character in an isometric view of the world, fighting goblins, dark elves, fucking Uruk-hai, orcs, and all that shit. collecting a lot of items that they drop, gems, food, and like in the last game, you have a handful of characters that you can control to play. So Aragorn, Legolas, Gandalf, Eowyn, Frodo are back, but this time they added Gimli, so you can actually play as Gimli too
With an axe.
with his ox. Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli's stories are basically the same. Gandalf does deviate, and Eowyn's deviates a lot, and so does Frodo's. So basically, Frodo's is all the way to
Mount Doom.
Mount Doom after they escape from it's not Carl Urban. What's the brother?
Faramir?
Faramir.
He
Yeah.
lets them go.
Well,
They don't escape.
quote unquote.
Okay.
So after that, it starts right there, all the way up to Mount Doom. Eowyn, I believe, is after Helm's Deep, all the way to the battle where,
Killing the Witch King.
yep, Theoden dies.
Yeah. Sad day.
Aragorn
Where was
is,
Gondor when the Westfold fell?
yeah, Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas are, they start they start fighting their way to, what's his name? Saruman's tower.
Sauron?
Saruman.
Who, at Isengard?
Yes.
Saruman? Okay.
Yes, fighting their way to Saruman's tower.
Who's fighting their way to Saruman's tower?
Legolas, Gimli,
Okay.
and Aragorn.
Okay.
So, and Gandalf's kind of starts the same, but the difference is that when you're playing as Gandalf, you actually go up to Saruman and you fight him.
Oh.
Whereas with Aragorn and the others, you just fight your way to it, and you're gonna go try to help Gandalf, but then Gandalf has already defeated Saruman.
By pushing him off onto the
Well,
thingy.
you don't actually push him; he like runs away, and then a cutscene happens where he just like falls off and smacks the ground and dies.
None of that is how it happens in the book.
No,
BT dubs. None of it.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
He goes back and like destroys the Shire.
Really? Saruman destroys the Shire. Wow, that's crazy. Bad shit.
Yep. He and Wormtongue.
Fucking
Wormtongue. Ugh.
Gross ass motherfucker.
So nasty. He's
Yeah.
even nasty in Dune.
So I actually didn't finish this game, but I did play enough of all of those character stories where I got more or less the gist of it, and I could see what was fixed and what was left the same from the previous game. While I don't feel like anything was broken, I feel like what was somewhat broken was improved in a very noticeable way. First off, in the Two Towers game, when you attacked, you only did one swing, constantly, just one swing. In this one, you kind of have a 3-hit combo. So you have Aragorn is able to dual wield swords, so you have the two swords and he's just swinging both swords.
He's a badass motherfucker.
Gandalf does that thing where he swings the sword and the staff at the same time, and then he does a twirl and hits with both of them.
Like a ballerina.
Yep. Eowyn does like a 3 swipe thing with both hands on her sword. They all have their different movements, and they all kind of feel good, especially because in the previous game, I complained that whenever you went up to an enemy, if your accuracy wasn't high enough, you wouldn't actually do damage. You would just hit their armor. This one, it feels like there's more of a 50% chance of you actually causing damage. And sometimes it feels like it's an 20% chance of you hitting them versus hitting their armor, making it so that that power fantasy that Lord of the Rings really shows off in the movies where, oh, they're orc slaying machines, translates really well into the game, and I really did appreciate that. Like in Diablo, while you're killing enemies, there's a bunch of shit that gets thrown around, items and whatnot. But unlike Diablo, your inventory is still limited to 12 things at the same time. So while you're collecting shit, you have to keep throwing shit away because you don't know if the next thing that you're going to pick up is going to be good enough for you to replace one of the items you already have equipped. Apart from that, while you level up, you do get some points that you add to your strength, dexterity, accuracy, defense, health, magic, whatever. and there's one specific point that you get to upgrade your abilities. While you level up, you unlock more abilities, and these abilities are gated behind levels. So let's say you start off with your healing. That healing, you can upgrade it up to level 3. If you're not level 3, you can't upgrade it. Once you reach level 3, you can update it again, but then it won't let you upgrade it again until you're level 6, and so on. There's some abilities that unlock after level 15, which makes me think that the game does have enough length for you to keep, leveling up and shit. And honestly, I did have a huge complaint in the last game where it felt like the characters were kind of made of paper. And in this one, they kind of fixed that. The characters are not made of paper, and they made it so that when you're out exploring the world and you find what's it called, the king's foil leaf. So when you find a king's foil leaf,
It's a weed.
Instead of using it immediately, it kind of gets put in your inventory in a separate spot, and whenever your health reaches 0, your character automatically uses it, and you don't die.
That's nice.
And there's like 2 versions. There's a small version, and then there's a bigger version that gives you more health. And I felt that was really good, especially when I got swarmed by a bunch of enemies at the same time. So I really did like that. I feel like this game has... it outshines the previous one, even though I have a soft spot for the 2 towers, and I did have really pink nostalgia glasses for it. This one is definitely better, and I think that playing this game, the experience is definitely an 8 for me.
Does Aragorn get to become the king?
I don't know. I didn't finish it.
All right.
I played like an hour and a half of each campaign.
And your thingy kept dying.
My Game Boy kept dying. That's why I couldn't play anymore. Because I had a good 5 hours this afternoon where I just try to put as much time into it, but my Game Boy died at 3 hours, and I just wasted 2.5 hours of not being able to play it because it died.
Neither one of us finished. Well, I finished one, not the other.
Honestly, I do kind of feel like I want to put a Game Boy Advance shell on the Super Nintendo Mini and download Game Boy Advance ROMs onto it. Because I would actually really like to finish that game in a device that doesn't die on me and it doesn't give me fucking hand cramps, which are the worst part about playing that game.
Because it's so little.
It's so little. You should see the game. It looks really good.
I'll have to look when it's charged.
Yeah, because right now it's kind of dead. So, are you ready for our favorite segment?
I am.
All right, it's time for Give Me the Gorbage.
This week's restaurant is Jam Hot Chicken in Winter Park, Florida. We have seen this place advertised on TikTok a lot, and I may or may not have been slightly disappointed because we first found out about it when they did a collaboration with a creamery downtown, and they had an ice cream Nashville hot chicken sandwich. And I really wanted to try it, but that is not part of their regular menu, unfortunately. They actually have a very small menu, very small. So it is Nashville hot chicken. It's humongous chicken breasts. It is hot as fuck. Well, they give you the option of plain. We didn't get plain.
No, we
got plain, mild, medium, hot, and jamming or something like that.
And jam.
Yeah.
Jam is the last one.
Yeah, we definitely did not go above mild. Oh, God.
No, it was so good, though.
But yeah, so they've got the sandwich, which...
It's called the Sando.
The Sando. And what was the other one was just the breast, right?
Yeah, it was the breast on a slice of toast, and then the other one...
was a wrap, which was served cold. Because I thought about getting that until I saw that it was served cold. And it comes with their hot dip. Now, they also have fries that come with their hot dip. Then they got hot fries that come with the hot dip. And they have macaroni and cheese.
I love the mac and cheese.
I did not love the macaroni and cheese. I don't really understand why you loved it so much. I think my least favorite part was your favorite part.
Okay, so my favorite part was definitely the sandwich.
Well, no, I'm talking about the macaroni and cheese.
Oh,
Yeah.
so the macaroni and cheese was creamy. It was cheesy. The noodles were cooked perfect. And the best part is that it had like a crumble on top, like a crunchy crumble. And it was garlicky, oniony, like bready. It was toasty.
It was too much garlic and too much onion, and it completely overpowered the mac for me. I was not a huge fan.
I thought it was delicious. It was so good.
The only reason I really kept eating it was to temper the flames in my mouth. The flames. And oh my God, the hot fries, they were covered
in the
hot spice stuff.
That's the hot dip.
That is the hot dip?
Yeah.
Okay, the dip. I thought the actual dipping sauce.
No, that was the comeback sauce.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense now. Y'all, this shit was so hot we could just open in the damn box. We could feel it in our nostrils. In our nostrils. We're on fire. And that sandwich. Oh my God.
Wait, before you get to the sandwich.
Oh.
The fries were...
They were still very crispy despite being covered in all that hot shit. And it was kind of goopy, the hot dip stuff.
Yeah.
But they were still really crispy.
Yeah, because it's like spices coated in oil and then just poured on top of it. But I really liked how the fries, being crunchy and all that, with that hot shit on top of it, you dipped it in the comeback sauce. And like the comeback sauce kind of like tempered the whole thing, but you still got like a
little kick.
Yeah.
Not a huge kick.
A nice
It was a
spice.
bearable kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those fries were really good. And they're like $6, right?
Yeah,
$6 or $7.
But it's big.
It's a massive amount of fries.
Yeah, we did not need two sides.
No. But those they were a lot.
Huge. This huge container full of fries.
And talking about the sandwich, they were like $14 each.
Yeah, but it's a big old fucking sandwich. It is huge. Huge.
Chicken Fire had like a $14 slider thing, and you got a lot of food. That was worth $14.
Yeah, it was the two.
Yeah.
That were like the same size.
This is a massive ass sandwich. It's bigger than the sliders.
Yeah. Not a ton bigger.
This is still a $14 sandwich.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for.
It's piled high with their slaw and their house-made pickles.
Oh my God.
And the comeback sauce and the chicken breast. I mean, the chicken breast is like as big as your face. Chris's face. He has a big face.
So
I love him, but he's a big dude.
my sandwich, when I opened the box, like half of the chicken breast was hanging out.
We had to swap because he handed me the bigger one. I'm like, no, you take this back.
I thought that they hadn't put the chicken in the bun.
No,
it was that big.
It was just that big. It just wouldn't fit in the fucking bun. It was massive. Now their coleslaw was very apple cider vinegar heavy, and I don't think either one of us would have liked it not on the sandwich.
Okay, so
it worked on the sandwich though.
Yeah, it did this thing where it's so acidic, and the comeback sauce is so creamy that you still get a lot of the spice from the sandwich, but it kind of tapers itself down.
Yeah.
It wasn't super spicy, and I did appreciate how much apple cider vinegar it had because it helped. It fit the flavor.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an outsider or something uninvited in there just to kill the spice. Like, it worked with everything. And honestly, the chicken by itself was really good. Like, having half of the fucking chicken breast hanging out of it, I was able to eat a lot of it by itself. And yeah, that is some damn good Nashville-style hot chicken.
Those pickles were like superior crunch, thick, crinkly.
Crinkle cut. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, crinkle cut pickles. They were crunchy. Crunchy, and they are house-made.
They are house-made. They're one of those cucumber pickles that rides that line between pickle and cucumber perfectly. And oh my God, I loved it. It was great.
It was very, very tasty. We were definitely ready for some ice cream afterwards, though. We wound up with pastries instead of ice cream, but it's okay. We also found a charcuterie store that we have to go back
Yeah,
to.
but like it was spicy while we were eating it and when we were done. But by the time that we got
Yeah, it
up,
was still bearable. Like, I feel like Eat Chicken Fire fucked me up way more
Yeah.
than this did. I
Yeah,
mean, I was dying and like crying, but I kept going. Like, I wanted to finish it. I was just full. But yeah, it was a very bearable spice with all the other stuff on it.
and like by the time we got up and we started walking, like before we even crossed the first block, like the fire was gone. Like my nose stopped running. I didn't feel any spicy. I was just flabbergasted by how good that fucking food was.
We really only had one complaint, and that was
Yep.
that they are a very small, little walk-up location. They do not have any indoor seating, which is fine. It was a beautiful, beautiful day.
It was very
but
comfortable.
their only tables are underneath this fucking tree that was dropping shit on us the entire time. You saved something from getting like a whole ass stick in it at one point.
Yeah, my
Your
fucking
drink, yeah,
my
right?
sandwich.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I ate some little things from the tree that landed on my
Like,
sandwich. I know that there was some in my basket with my sandwich.
It dropped a whole ass branch with leaf and seeds and everything, and
Yeah, that was the only downside. Beautiful, beautiful day though. I mean, I loved eating outside. It was just being under that fucking tree.
yeah.
That was, and there, like all the tables were under that tree.
It's so funny because you see like all because it's in downtown Winter Park,
So it's
it's
very
like-
hipster-esque.
super white,
Yeah, and hipster.
and those people got money, and you see like these white ass families that have never eaten anything spicier than salt, just walking up and be like, "Oh, that looks so good. Does it taste as good as it looks?"
That lady, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. Just get out of her Tesla with her little white family. And
Just go to Chick-fil-A, lady.
oh, God.
That chicken is not for her. It was so fucking good.
I can't.
Jesus
It
Christ.
was delicious.
So we gotta rate this thing. Let me go ahead and pull the script. All right. So on a scale of garbage, meh, okay, almost garbage, and god tier garbage, what would you rate this food?
Garbage.
Garbage.
It was very good.
Yeah, that was garbage. Honestly, if we're ever in that Winter Park area again, I think we're just gonna go there and eat. And
I want to try the wrap.
I would like to try the other one, the one that is by itself. I feel like that would be very good. I do like a good chicken sandwich, but it doesn't be like eating just a chicken breast by itself.
It was kind of messy.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have a good day yesterday. I had a ton of fun
It was a lovely day.
walking around.
It's nice and cool
I hate being
outside.
outside and walking and all that
But
shit.
it was cool.
But I had a good time with you,
Me too.
especially since you look so pretty.
Oh, thanks, hubby.
I love you, wife.
I love you too.
All right,
You're my
let's-
best friend.
There's no housekeeping, right? Because we
You're
don't.
supposed to say I'm your best friend too.
Oh, you're my best friend too.
Yeah, we don't do housekeeping anymore.
No, we don't
It's
do
all at the beginning
housekeeping
of the episode.
But our art was done by Metamorphic A, so if you want to follow her and give her a commission or something, she's on Instagram, and her link will be in the show notes. With that, I think we're done for this week. Do you want to say?
You have one more Middle-erth March episode. And you better subscribe to Patreon.
$2 a
Because
month.
we're going to review that weird fucking animated movie.
Oh,
and I'm
boy.
going to be really bummed if nobody listens to it.
People are gonna listen. You'll see. So,
Okay.
do you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.